Today's video is definitely going to be a fun one and I'm excited for it. We are going to do this multiple times. We are going to spin a wheel and we're going to blindly rank specific categories based off the wheel. So we'll start off basically spinning the wheel and we're going to blindly rank teams, and then we could do players. I plan on doing futures and go throughout that as well. And I'm very excited to do this because I haven't really done any blind rankings and you see these all over the internet right now. Shout out to Kenny, who I think did this with the NBA. Shout out to Giraffe Neck Mark, who I saw did this with the MLB as well. I think this is going to be a lot of fun, and if you want to blindly rank any of these things as well, let me know in the comments if you want to play along. And yeah, if you guys just enjoy this video and maybe want to see a part 2 while we're in the off season, drop a thumbs up, let me know. So let's spin this wheel, let's get it started. Like I said, I haven't really done a lot of these blindly rankings. We're just gonna do straight teams, how I think that they are matched up right now for the 2025 NBA season. We get the LA Clippers to start things off. Okay, the LA Clippers are tough because they're a team that could definitely make the playoffs, but what if I just get a bunch of teams that are better than them? I think they're a safe 4, because I think there's a decent amount of teams that are better than them right now. But what if I get like the Wizards? What if I get the Hornets? I think I'm going to learn my lesson, and I probably should put them at 3. But for now, I'm going to put the Clippers at number 4, and that could be kind of risky. Next up, we're going to get the Sacramento Kings. Okay, this is good. I will take that. Sacramento Kings are definitely better than the LA Clippers going into next year's season, picking up DeMar DeRozan this offseason, keeping most of their core. I just got to debate. Do I want to throw them at 2, or do I want to throw them at 3? I'm going to throw them at 3 because there's a decent amount of teams. I think there's like 8 or so teams that I would feel comfortable throwing in front of the Kings, maybe even more. Not as many as I'd feel comfortable throwing behind them. And we are going to get... Oh, is that going to say the Pistons? Oh my God. Okay, if it was the Pelicans, I could definitely have thrown them at 2 and I would have been like, that's a great start. I got to throw the Pistons at 5. This is where I'm going to learn my lesson, because if I get the Wizards, or if I get like the Hornets or the Spurs, this is a big L. So I really need to get good teams on these final spins. Next up is going to be, oh, come on, be the Grizzlies, please. No, it's the Atlanta Hawks. I could have maybe made an argument for Atlanta over the Clippers, but I don't think there's a good reason to have Atlanta over Sacramento. So this one is already off to not the best start in the world. I mean, 7-game playoff series, who knows? Maybe the Hawks are going to be good this year. Maybe Onyeka Okongwu is going to merge as like their full franchise center, and that is going to take the starting role from Clint Capella. Maybe Trae Young goes back to what he was maybe last year, and now he's going to be fully healthy. Maybe we see a breakout year from Dyson Daniels or Jalen Johnson again. Maybe Kobe Buffkin, maybe Zachary Sachet, then the number 1 pick. So this isn't the worst in the world. It isn't. But I would have liked to bump probably the Hawks to 4 and then bump the Kings and the Clippers up 1. But if I get a really bad team here, this is going to hurt. So we're going to respin it here from the Atlanta Hawks. Please give me just give me the Knicks. Give me the Magic, and I'm okay putting them at number 1. God damn it. Okay. Well, this is not off to a good start whatsoever, because that means means we have the Chicago Bulls as my first blind ranking. Okay. Yeah, that was tough. I think I'm going to learn my lesson on these because... yeah, there's no excusing this. If I could reorder this, I would go Kings 1, Clippers 2, Hawks 3, Bulls 4, Pistons 5. Because you never know what you're going to get last. You never know. And here, I got a really bad team. All right, I think I'm going to do better in the next time around at this. All right, let's do this. Let's get off to a good start. I mean, I threw the Clippers at 4. Maybe I should throw them at 3. This is going to be good, though. Okay, so we're going to keep the 5 spot open. Or, I mean, we're not keeping it open. We're going to put the Brooklyn Nets here, which is perfect because they are the worst team in the NBA, in my opinion. Spoiler alert for when I rank all 30 teams. They're coming in dead last. This is by far the worst team, and they're probably going to move players at the trade deadline as well. I expect Cam Johnson to potentially be moved, or Dorian Finney-Smith, or maybe some of those veterans as well. All right, next up, this is good. I'm feeling good about this one. This one is going to be perfect, but we'll see if they give me a tweener team. The Toronto Raptors. Okay, this is where it could be tough because I don't think the Raptors are a very good team, but there are some teams that are definitely worse than Toronto, aka Washington. And honestly, that's the only one that I'm okay saying that's worse. I mean, you can make an argument for Portland being better. You can make an argument for San Antonio being better. I think for now, I'm going to put them at 4, which is a little risky. Oh my God, and maybe I should have threw them at 3, because if I get Washington here, then this is an L for me. Don't give me Chicago again. Please be Milwaukee. Okay, let's go. Milwaukee is really good, but there are some teams better than Milwaukee. I probably should put them at 1. I probably should put Milwaukee at 1. All right, let's do it. I'm okay putting Milwaukee at 1. If I get Boston, I think then that's an L. But if I get the Knicks or Sixers, you can make an argument that Milwaukee's better than those 2 teams. I think if you get the Thunder, though, it's going to be tough to say Milwaukee's better than the Thunder. And I think in a 7-game series, I'm fine saying Milwaukee could go up fully healthy against Minnesota or Denver or Dallas as well. So let's see who our third team is going to be. And there it is. It is going to be the Dallas Mavericks, who were just in the NBA Finals. I'm sure a lot of people are going to probably have the Mavericks ahead of Milwaukee, but the way we did this, I'm okay. You can make an argument, and honestly, in the 7-game playoff series, if Dame goes back to what he was in Portland and Giannis is fully healthy, and this team added Gary Trent Jr. this offseason and Taurean Prince, and maybe one of their young guys step up this year, I think Milwaukee could actually beat Dallas in a 7-game playoff series. So I'm actually okay. This is perfect. I just need a team that's, in my eyes, in between Dallas and Toronto, which is pretty big because Dallas is like 5-6 for me. Toronto's like 23 for me. So this should be good. Perfect. We bounce back. Phoenix, that is fine with me. I definitely have Dallas ahead of Phoenix. So if I would have switched this, maybe you go Dallas 1 just because they were in the finals and they have Luka. But in my opinion, if Dallas goes up against Milwaukee, Milwaukee still has the best player in that series. I do think Giannis is better than Luka. And that was really fun. We did better in that one. Let's do one more team one before we get into players. All right, so last team one here. The first one was kind of a disaster. I got it back in the second one. And we're going to start off with the Golden State Warriors, which is a really tough team to start things off with. But we could get some bad teams. So I feel like the Warriors, what I should have did with the Clippers, put them at 3. I think they're a team that could definitely make the playoffs. I tweeted out recently that I think they're probably one of the more deeper teams that they've had probably since the 2022 season. And maybe since like KD left. Like this is a deep Warriors team. They just don't have that number 2 option. So we're going to go with the Warriors here at number 3, which I think is a good start. Just put them right in the middle. There's a lot of worse teams out there, including the Detroit Pistons, who we just got here. And I think I'm going to throw the Pistons at 5. I do. If I get the Nets, I kind of screw myself up here. But I think there's going to be some good teams that we haven't gotten yet. And we're going to throw them at 5. Like I said, that could be risky. If we get Portland right here, come on, go to Minnesota. All right. Portland at 4, which to be honest with you, I don't really think is bad. Like, I think that's fine. Portland has probably one of the more talented teams to ever be projected to be the last spot in a specific conference. Like, this team has a ton of veterans, and I don't even know if they're going to be able to trade some of these guys at the deadline, just given how big DeAndre Ayton and Jeremy Grant's contracts are. I mean, you got Denny Avdia from the Wizards this offseason. You got to expect one jump from Sharp, Scoot, or maybe Simons this year, but maybe it's more likely Simons gets traded. But I think Portland could definitely end up with more wins than Detroit. I think you would just be very disappointed if you're a Pistons fan and that ends up happening. So if I could have it back, I would go Detroit 4, Portland 5, but I am definitely okay with this. But if I get like Washington or Brooklyn here, then I will be upset. We are going to get Milwaukee again. Let's have some fun. Let's save the number 1 spot. Let's see if we can get a team that I think could be better than... No. I should put them at 1. What am I doing here, Matt? Come on. Learn your lesson here. Let's go Milwaukee at number 1. Give me a new team here at number 2 that we haven't gotten yet. Thank you for giving me... Is that Chicago? No, you gave me Milwaukee again. Come on. All right, let's see who we're going to get. Just give me the Knicks. Give me the Magic. Give me the Pacers. I'm okay with that. Give me the Lakers. That is also okay with me. So we'll get the Lakers. And honestly, I think this is another dub. I think the Lakers should be better than the Warriors next year. The Bucks are better than those 3 teams, or I should say the best team out of those 3. The only thing, I would probably just swap the Blazers and the Pistons. So that was fun. Now let's do it where we're going to spin the wheel, and instead of just ranking the teams, we're going to be ranking the team's best player. All right, let's do this. Let's spin it. Let's see who we're going to start things off with. It's probably going to be a disaster with the first guy. So the Phoenix Suns. Their best player, in my opinion, is still Kevin Durant, but I view him as probably like the 7th-ish best player in the NBA, so there's 6 other teams that we could get, which makes this a little risky, but I think Kevin Durant is an auto 2. Man, do I want to put Kevin Durant at 1 is a big question, but I'm probably going to learn my lesson, and let's put him at 2. There's a lot of players that are worse than Kevin Durant, including Paolo Banchero, who I think I'm going to put at 4. Paolo's a great player, but I think if we get somebody, there's plenty of players that can be between Kevin Durant and Paolo Banchero in my eyes. And I think there's plenty of teams that have their best player is worse than Paolo Banchero. So I think we're okay right now. I'm a little nervous though. This can go real south real quick. So let's see what happens here. We're going to get the LA Lakers. It's probably a hot take to say that LeBron is better or Kevin Durant is better than LeBron, but I'm just going to put LeBron 1 because I think there's just a bigger gap between Kevin Durant and Paolo Banchero than Kevin Durant in the number 1 spot. Like, I really need to land on like a Giannis or a Denver, a Milwaukee, an Oklahoma City, or a Dallas. Maybe you could pull out a Boston or a Philadelphia, but I'm not going to really take my odds there. So if Game 7's tomorrow, I maybe want Kevin Durant over LeBron James, but I'm okay with this. This is definitely a fine run for me right now. And we are going to get, oh god damn it, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Come on, man. Come on. I did not think that I was going to get them. Oh, and that means Shea is going to be my third ranked player here. All right, well, Shea would obviously be my number 1, but I didn't do the greatest job here. I should have put LeBron 3. All right, and who's going to be my 5th player? Don't give me a really good team. It is going to be the Toronto Raptors. I am team Paolo over Scotty, even though I think Scotty's a great player. So if I had this again, I would have liked to just put LeBron at 3, Shea at 1. Could have been worse though, for sure. All right, let's spin the wheel again here. Let's see. Let's do a better job this time around than what we just got. Come on, give me the Knicks. That would be exciting. But we get the Sacramento Kings, which is a debate in its own right. Like, who's better, Fox or Sabonis? We'll say Sabonis is better. He got more MVP votes last year. But I'm gonna throw Sabonis at 3. I would say Sabonis is probably, I haven't done my top 50 player ranking list yet, but he's probably around like 25, I would say. Maybe that could be low, but I don't know if I should have threw him at 4. We get Phoenix again. Okay, so let's throw Kevin Durant. I'm going to throw Kevin Durant at 2. I'm going to throw KD at 2. Oh, God. All right. Well, that means I need somebody that has a top player in the NBA to get here next. Come on, give me Denver. Just give me Denver. I can knock out the number 1 spot with Nikola Jokic. You're going to give me the Knicks. Okay, well, this is brutal because, okay, wow, I should have put Sabonis at 4. Jalen Brunson, in my opinion, is better than Domantas Sabonis. But unfortunately, I'm not going to put, I don't know, do I put Brunson 1? Because there's a chance that I'm going to have to put, like, I don't know, Cade Cunningham 1. Or I'm going to have to put, I don't know, Alperen Şengün 1. And then this list is really going in the gutter. So do I put, you know what? After last year's season, I'm going to put Brunson 1. I think, yeah, that's fine. KD Game 7, I probably want still over Brunson. But last year, Brunson was 5th in MVP voting. Yeah, I'm going to do Brunson there. I don't know what I'm thinking. And I'm a Knicks fan. Come on, let me not disrespect Brunson like that. I would just love for this wheel not to give me the same team 2 spins in a row. I don't know why anybody would ever want that. And you're going to give me the Miami Heat. Now, you can make an argument Bam Adebayo is the best player on the Miami Heat. I'll still go Jimmy for now. And then, so I'm going to put Jimmy Butler here at number 4. Yeah, I mean, I could throw Jimmy at 5, but I think it's more likely that I'm going to get somebody maybe worse than Jimmy. Let's find out. Is it going to be the Atlanta Hawks? Okay, it's Trae Young. You know what? This isn't the worst list ever. It's not the best. If I would reorganize this, maybe I would honestly maybe I would keep Jimmy 4, Trae 5. I don't know, though. I would probably do KD 1, Brunson 2. Maybe Jimmy 3, Sabonis 4, Trae 5, something like that. That is a very tough player ranking right there. All right, let's do one more player ranking here. Let's spin this wheel and let's see who we get. We are going to get the Memphis Grizzlies. All right, Ja Morant. Let's put Ja at 3. I think that's safe to start in the 3 spot for Ja. It's really tough to rank Ja. Obviously, he hasn't played in a full year, but this is going to be an easy one. In my opinion, the second best player in the NBA in Giannis Antetokounmpo. So unless I get the Denver Nuggets, this is going to be a perfect spot for Giannis here at the number 1 spot. Let's see who we get here with the second or third spin. Just give me a new team, please. All right, let's spin this here. Let's see who we're going to get. And it is going to be the Houston Rockets, or is it going to be the Raptors? It is the Toronto Raptors. To be honest, I think I'm going to put Scotty at 5. I like Scotty Barnes, don't get me wrong, but I think there's a lot of players in between Ja and Scotty that we can get. So I'm trying to be safe here. I'm trying to get the perfect blind ranking, and Alperen Şengün is going to be next up. I gotta put Şengün there at 4. Obviously, right? I'm not going to put him at 2. You can definitely make an argument that Scotty is better than Şengün, but I think they're very close to each other, both being from the 21 class. Ja is definitely better than both those guys, but I need somebody better than Ja. I need somebody better than Ja with this spin, please. And it's going to be the Miami Heat once again. All right. Well, you can make an argument that Jimmy's better than Ja Morant. I wouldn't. I would say Ja's better than Jimmy at this point in Jimmy's career, but this is fine with me. All right, I actually want to do one more, but I kind of want to get some new teams as well. Like, we haven't gone on like the Hornets, the Wizards, the Jazz, any of those teams yet. We've gone on the Kings plenty of times. All right, there we go. We are going to get a new team here to start things off with the final player ranking. We get LaMelo Ball. I think I'm going to do what I did. No, I think I'm going to go LaMelo 4, actually. Maybe I should do LaMelo 5, honestly. But I'm going to go LaMelo 4 to start things off, which I think is safe for how I want to do this. This is going to be interesting. That was at the Pelicans. No, that's the Pistons. Who's better, Melo or Cade? I think you can make a very good argument that Cade is better than LaMelo, but I got to be safe here. I think, take up that 5 spot, because unless I'm getting like the Wizards, which I would be kind of upset with, I think that should have been, that's smart there, because we should get some better players. We get Brunson. Let's do Brunson 3. Let's see if we're going to get players. But I don't know, though. Brunson's like a borderline top 10 player in the league. Let's go Brunson 3. Because if I get like the Lakers, if I get the Suns again, I'm gonna want to keep those spots closed. All right, so yeah, we get the Lakers. Let's go LeBron 2, and then this is gonna be the final player ranking. Who's gonna be the best player in this blind ranking? Who is gonna be better than LeBron, Brunson, LaMelo, and Cade? Oh my God, no! I'm spinning it one more time. I've gotten Scotty way too many times, and Scotty would be an absolute L right there. Finally, some new teams, but it is Donovan Mitchell, which. Not as good, man. Not as good. So we went by Donovan Mitchell 1, LeBron 2, Brunson 3. If I would swap this, I'd probably go LeBron 1, Brunson 2, Mitchell 3, LaMelo, Cade. I'm having fun. Let's actually do this one more time, but let's do every team's second best player. Just a little bit different before we get into the final 2 ones. So we get the Dallas Mavericks. Kyrie Irving is one of the better second options in this league. I think I'm going to go Kyrie 2, actually. Because Kyrie, yeah, is as good as you can get as a number 2 scoring option or just a number 2 option in general on your team. So I actually like that a ton. Utah, no, we're going to go to Charlotte, and that's Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller is really good, man. He is. I'm going to be a little safe, and I'm going to go Brandon Miller 4. Yeah, I'm going to go Brandon Miller 4. Oh, man, that's a scary one right there. I don't know how I feel about that. So we get the Jazz. Who's their second option? Larry Markkanen's 1. I think Colin Sexton's probably their second best player. I'm going to go Sexton 5. Oh, God. Okay, this is interesting. All right, let's see who we're going to get here for the final 2 spins. It is going to be the Portland Trailblazers. We'll say Grant is 1, Aiden is 2, or Simons is 1. No, I think Grant is 1, Simons is 2. So we'll go Anthony Simons at 3, which isn't the worst thing in the world. I would go probably Simons over Sexton, I think, but it's close. I would go Miller over both those guys, though, so I should have put Miller at 3. And the last spin here we are going to get is going to be, oh, the Atlanta Hawks. That is disgusting. Well, it's not disgusting. I should have put Kyrie at number 1, but that's going to be Jalen Johnson. So, yeah, if I could swap this around, I'd go Kyrie 1, Brandon Miller 2, Jalen Johnson 3, and then maybe Sexton 4, Anthony Simons 5, or just swap Sexton and Simons. All right, let's do this in terms of team's future, where I think you are right now. Like Chicago, kind of a purgatory team. I don't really love their future. Dallas has a really good future because you have Luka Doncic. We'll see who's going to be that number 2 option when Kyrie Irving leaves, but I still think we have a couple more years before Kyrie is done being somebody that can perform at this high level. So I'm going to go with the Mavs at number 2 because they were just in the finals. They have a deep team now with 2 good centers. I still like what Jaden Hardy could be. I like the Quinn and Grimes pickup. Toronto, I don't know if I love their future right now. Now, they have 3 good young pieces, youngish. IQ, RJ Barrett, and Scotty Barnes, but I wonder if they're going to be too good this year to land a top player in this draft. Now, I don't think they're going to be great, but I think there could be a little like overperforming this year, and that could hurt them a little bit. So I'm going to go Toronto at 4 because I'm going to just kind of keep this open a little bit. I think there's definitely teams with worse futures right now than Toronto. We're going to get the Utah Jazz that I kind of want to put at 5 because the Jazz re-signed Markkanen. I would be a little bit excited if they traded him, but they could be bad again this year and add Cooper Flagg to Larry Markkanen, and they have all those draft picks, and they have a very deep young team. So I'm going to go the Jazz at 3. I don't know how I feel about this right now. I don't know if I messed up maybe putting Toronto at 4. But then again, if I put Toronto at 3, I would have put the Jazz at 4. So I'm just swapping those guys anyway. Next up, we're going to get the Atlanta Hawks. I got to put them at 5. I don't think they have the best future out of these teams. I mean, maybe I'm going to get a team that has a gross future at number 1, and then I mess this one up completely. But the Hawks, they're kind of in limbo right now as well. They don't own their first round pick this year, so they want to be good, but I don't think they will. They're probably not a top 7 team in the East, and we'll see. But they do have some talented players on their team, and have a franchise player right now in Trae Young, and they did just get some draft picks in exchange for DeJounte Murray. So the last team that we are going to get that has the best future out of all these teams, the New York Knicks. All right. I don't hate that, honestly. I am a biased Knicks fan, but I think you can definitely make an argument the Mavericks have a better future than the Knicks because they have Luka Doncic, and Brunson is, 2-3 years older than Luka. But the Knicks have a very good team right now, and they're all in their prime and just at 30 or under 30 years old with Hart, DiVincenzo, OG, Bridges, Randall, and Mitchell Robinson. They did trade a lot of their draft capital for Mikal Bridges. So yeah, I probably would swap Dallas and New York, but I actually don't hate this. All right, and lastly, it's going to be teams that deserve Cooper Flagg the most. Who's going to win the lottery in the 2025 NBA draft to get Cooper Flagg? Chicago? I mean, I actually think Chicago kind of deserves. They've been through some incompetent organizational just malpractice over the last couple of years, honestly. So I'm going to put the Bulls at 2. That I think they're pretty deserving to get Cooper Flagg if they win the draft lottery this year. Hopefully they move on from Levine and they can go into a full rebuild around Cooper Flagg. Charlotte? Ooh, I kind of want to put Charlotte at 1. I'm going to put Charlotte at 1 just because, like, Wouldn't have the Hornets really been good for a long period of time? They had that 2016 season with Kemba. They were in the play-in tournament in 2022. That's all they got. I would like to see a big three of Brandon Miller, Cooper Flagg, and LaMelo Ball. That'd be kind of sick. That would be. So I already took up my first and second spots here in the final spin. Boston's at 5. I mean, it would be kind of sick if, I don't know how they would end up with Cooper Flagg, but he is from Maine. They have their G League team in Portland, Maine. Would be cool, but Boston's good enough. They just won the NBA Finals. We don't need to give them Cooper Flagg. They don't deserve him right now. So let's see who we're going to get next. Sacramento. Sacramento's pick I do think is protected in the lottery again, so they actually could end up winning the lottery to get Cooper Flagg. I'll put the Kings at 3. The Kings went through some rough times as well in the 2010s, so if they had Sabonis, DeRozan, Cooper Flagg, Fox, Monk, like that would be fun. Keegan Murray as well. I'll put them at 3. So who's going to be between the Sacramento Kings and the Boston Celtics? It's going to be the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's fine with me, honestly. The Thunder are in a very good position. They don't really need Cooper Flagg, but it's funny enough, they could actually end up with Cooper Flagg this year if the Rockets are really bad. And yeah, that is going to be the final spin the wheel. Let me know if you guys did enjoy this. Drop a thumbs up if you did. Let me know in the comments if you played along at all, and if you agree or disagree with any of my blind rankings, let me know. Love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.